We've seen Boris Johnson, a lot of people saying it's a distraction from what he's obviously Partygate, which personally I think is a ridiculousness that we should even be discussing Partygate. But do you think him going to Ukraine is a good sign?
I'm proud of him. I'm proud to be British. I'm proud of this government. Remember when we voted to leave the European Union, the hardcore Remainers were saying that we're a poxy little island in the grand scheme of geopolitics. Yeah, here we have. I'm not saying that Boris Johnson went to Ukraine because we're no longer in the European Union. I'm not saying that at all. But it's made us far more nimble than having to negotiate and communicate with 27 other countries. And one thing I really admire about what he said, besides all of the 120 armoured personnel and the Stinger missiles, all of that, is that he is going to give a preferential trade deal to Ukraine. Now, you can't do that as part of the EU. You can't do a preferential trade deal with a third party. You have to do it as a collective. And I'm made up for him. He's walking around in a Savile Row suit, quite a juxtaposition with all of the soldiers. No body armour, no bulletproof helmets. I'm made up for the guy. I think it's brilliant.
Some people might say that, from what you said, that actually we're more vulnerable. I mean, that's just an observation and an opposite.
We're more vulnerable in what respect?
Well, in fact, you talked about the fact that we're not with the EU and so on and so forth. I'm just reflecting the opposite perspective, that some may say we're more vulnerable. Yeah. But what's your view?
I mean, it's quite interesting. There would him going there as a public mission and a secret mission. The public mission is actually what Danny mentioned in terms of. It's to show, obviously, extra support, but also their trade agreements, kind of discussions about the fact that the UK can do this without being inside the European Union. But the more kind of hidden one, which is against soft power politics, is kind of similar to the whole EU relationship, but it's about NATO has been slightly undermined at times because of the history, because of the mistakes, and America leading it, and with Biden basically making a mess.
God.
Boris wants to basically, in a very, very subtle way, to promote that Britain is now leading. So forget about, you're attacking NATO because of Biden messing it up and everything else, and EU with, being completely dependent on Russian gas and oil. So he wants to basically be the guy. He wants to be the Western Zelensky, in terms of they're both very good at PR. Basically. It's just been objective.
Well, it's although Vladimir Putin is a master of it, actually, within his own country, isn't he? In that respect,
I've been quite disappointed with Russian propaganda, though, at least towards the West, since the whole thing started. I know that they're mostly targeting their own people with their propaganda, but we're not really hearing much from them.